friends, this is Nate, and I'm actually at the store today. I thought it would be really cool to do Chords and Coffee from the store. Maybe show you some behind the scenes stuff. I don't know how it's going to evolve or even if it should evolve, but we're going to try it. It's a new year, trying new things. So I'm here at the store. Another benefit actually from doing it at the store is that there's a lot more cool guitars than what I have at home. And I got some cool guitars, don't get me wrong. I'm really grateful to have those, but there's a lot of options here. So speaking of which, I'm going to pick this Duesenberg Senior. I have a very special place in my heart for single pickup guitars. I don't know, it's dangerous. It's kind of cowboy, you know what I mean? Because you have to, you got to get it done on one pickup. And today I wanted to talk about something that came from a conversation about figuring out how to get it done with the pentatonic scale. So we're gonna go up to the cabin, probably say hi to Amber and Gabe real quick. Boop! You're on Chords and Coffee. So we're gonna go up to the cabin and we are going to discuss pentatonic gambling. All right, take you a quick drink up here in the cabin. We'll try this a few times, and if this goes well, if you like it, I know it's something new, but if it goes well and you like it, this works out really great for me, just out of the sheer sake of the convenience of just being here and being able to carve out some time during the day. But also, you run into situations like the one I'm about to tell you. There was a guy named Brian, came down to Springfield from Columbia, and he watches the show. And so, Brian, if you're watching now, thank you for that. And thank you for this awesome suggestion. We were talking, and he said, one of the things that, I would really love to see some Chords and Coffee attention on is how do you come up with creative ideas? Especially, we were talking about using the pentatonic scale. Because, hey, look, a lot of us, when we go to play the pentatonic scale, whether it's like improvise a solo or trying to work something out, we got our stock licks. And that's okay. Because building a vocabulary, it takes time. And it's important to just enjoy the process of that. But in Brian and I's conversation, the question came up, other than just learning other people's licks, which that's an amazing way, and that's the way all of our heroes did it, and that's the way we should continue to do it for the most part. However, just like anything else where you're trying to get better at it, anything you can come up with to kind of sneak that information inside your brain and get it in your hands in this case so that, it'll eventually land in your heart and come out in some cool pentatonic phrase expression, sometimes you got to trick yourself into that. And so I got to thinking, what's something we could do that would be fun? And so I came up with this pentatonic gambling idea. So you got a 6-sided dice. And I know there's more, if we get some D&D, dice involved in this and we end up, coming up with our own, rules for pentatonic D&D. With our powers combined, we form Captain Pentatonic. Who knows where this could go, but let's just start with this, okay? 6-sided dice, okay? And I'm going to put up a graphic of this. And also, if you want me to email you my notes on this, I'm happy to do it. Just comment below, hey, email me your notes. Happy to do that. And of course, I'll need your email address. But anyway, pentatonic gambling. Here it goes. So a 1, if you roll a 1, let me back up. We're gonna for this, we're just gonna pick 3 notes, a 3-note lick. Okay, keep it simple, just to get started. Okay, so a 3-note lick, and we're gonna roll for what those notes are. So a 1 is a 1. So let's just pick A minor pentatonic. And if you're watching this and you're going, I don't even know pentatonic scale. What is it? Well, 5th fret, index finger, 8th fret, pinky finger on the low E, and then A is going to be index, and then ring finger so A on the 5th, and ring finger on the 7th, okay, so 5, 8, index, pinky on the low E, 5, 7 on the A with index and ring, and then it's going to be that way until the B string, so D is 5, 7, index and ring, G is index and ring, 5, 7, and then on the B string, 5, 8, with the ring though. And then 5, 8 again with index and ring. Now, the reason I don't do pinky on that, in fact, if you don't know who Ted Green is, you should totally go down the YouTube Ted Green rabbit hole. Genius guitar player, wrote a couple of books. chord chemistry and modern chord progression. If you've been watching Chords and Coffee for a while, I've talked about Ted Green, and he is always worthy of mentioning. In one of those lessons, and if you're interested, I can find it for you, but I assure you it's out there. In one of those lessons, he talks about how a commonality between Wes Montgomery, Eric Clapton, and Eddie Van Halen was that when it came to using particularly the pentatonic scales, he noticed that they were always using their index and ring finger. I would love to hear your comments on this if you have any thoughts on that, or if you've seen that same Ted Green lesson and you want to further elaborate, please do. I'm here to learn too. So, there's the pentatonic scale. So, back to the dice. If you roll a 1, you're going to play the 1. So in this case, it's going to be an A. If you roll a 2, we're going to add the 2 to this. So the B, you know, when I'm playing the pentatonic a lot, especially if I'm playing like a minor thing, I love the way the B sounds. That it's kind of jazzy, right? So we're gonna add that jazzy note to this equation here. So if you land on a 2, it's gonna be the 2 or the 9th, and it's only called a 9th when it's an octave above. But let's just keep it simple. It's the 9 for if you land on a 2. All right, if you land on a 3, you got to roll again because it could be the major third or the minor third. So if you land on a 3, it's going to be a third. You're going to roll again. If it's even, it's major. If it's odd, it's minor. Okay? I have this in a PDF. I know it's a lot of rules. Stay with me. If you land on a 4, it's a 4. Easy peasy. If you land on a 5, we're going to do the same deal that we did on 3. You roll, and if it's even, it's major. If it's odd, it's minor, or flat 5, right? And then if you land on a 6, it's going to be the flat 7. So there's all the notes, right? Then we got to talk about how we're going to treat these notes. So you're going to roll again. If you land on a 1, you're going to slide into it. Well, what do I mean? So if you land on a, you know, like an A note, and you land on the 1, you got to, or from the back, either which way, but you got to slide into the note, right? If you land on a 2, you got to bend up to it. So instead of just playing the A, you got to bend up into it. If you land on a 3, you got to bend down to it. So, right? And then if you land on a 4, vibrato, could be heavy or could be, you know, just nice and mellow and singy, but some kind of vibrato treatment that's intentional. 5 would be staccato, so something real quick. And then 6, you got to roll again to see if it's an octave up or an octave down. So if you land on a 6, it's going to be, if you roll even, it'll be an octave up. If you roll odd, it'll be an octave down. So again, I'll have the graphic for you so you can remember this. I'm going to subject myself to doing this. So I'm going to go find, and I got a track here. It's called Dirty Blues Rock Guitar, because we're pentatonic gambling. Need some dirty blues to back it up. So this is an elevated jam tracks. Those guys do an amazing job every single time. Guys playing a butterscotch telly, blackguard, and it's going to give you some chords that they're playing as well as the pentatonic diagram. But that's what we're doing. So I'll click off of that, and I'm going to go back to my list here. So let's roll. Let's just roll and see what we end up with. So I'm going to move my coffee. Look, I'm not going to cheat. I've got my phone here, so I don't know how to show you the dice while I'm rolling. But I have literally no idea what's about to come out of this dice. So buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go. So here we go. First roll. That was a terrible roll. Okay, first roll. There we go. It's a 5. So I got to roll again. So I'm going to roll again. And I rolled a 6, so it's even. So I got the natural 5 as the first note. Here we go. It's a 1. So I got a natural 5 and then a 1. I'm just doing 3 notes here. And then I got a 2. So natural 5, a 1, and a 2. So a 5 in this A minor pentatonic is an E, okay? And it's the 5th note, but it is the 5th scale degree to an A minor to the scale. So just trust me on this. If you have questions about, wait a minute, where are you coming up with these numbers for the note names? I would love to answer that, and I'm happy to help you. Just comment below so I know that's important to you. But, so this E note, and then the 1, the A, and then I've got the 9, so the B. So it almost sounds like the beginning of Superman. Christopher Reeve Superman. All right, so now we got to talk about the treatment of these notes. We're going to roll again. Here we go. So I got a 5, which means the first note is staccato. So a quick note, and then the next note, I rolled a 1. I'm going to slide into it, and the next note was the A. All right, and then now what we're going to do to the last note, it's a 6, and so that means I've got to roll it again because it's either going to be octave up or octave down. And it's a 5, so that's odd, so it's going to be octave down. So that's a weird lick. I would have never come up with that on my own, right? But it actually kind of sounds like a it sounds kind of like a riff, like it's a like an intro to a song. But let me see if I can play that as a lick over this song. So right away, I don't like playing it that low, so I've got to go 5 and then 1. So there's that. Part of the hopefully the benefit of this is that you got to figure out a way to make this odd grouping of notes work. And I really feel like the whole hidden benefit of going through this exercise is in the process of making it work. You're going to learn something about yourself. You're going to find something that might eventually sort of lend itself to you discovering your unique voice on guitar. Also, you're going to, punish yourself through playing some weird collections of notes, but that, hey, this is fun. This is kind of a weird little practice, right? So here we go. I'm going to play this thing and see if I can get this lick to fit in here somehow. So here we go. So 5, 1. It's almost like Purple Haze, right? So that first one, that was tough, like right out of the chute to make that work. And I felt like that was kind of there, but you know what? Let's do another one. The whole point of this is to generate some ideas that we go, hey, I might actually use that. All right, so here we go. Pentatonic gambling, rolling again. Roll to 3. So I got to roll again. It's a 4, so it's going to be it's even, so it's going to be a major third. Interesting, because this is a very minor-y track. I love to abuse myself. Here we go. Roll to 1, so major third into the 1. So, all right, and then here we go. We rolled another 3, and so we got to roll it again. Another 3, so it's minor third, so major. That's weird. Let's see if we can keep gambling here and see if we can get something. All right, so now here's the treatment. So I got a major third, I got a 1, and I got a minor third, right? Kind of another cool riff. All right, so now we got to roll and see how we're going to treat these. So how are we going to treat this major third? I rolled a 5. We're going to keep it quick. It's a staccato. Rolled another one. It's another 5, staccato again. That's why it's gambling, folks. And we're going to roll again. It's a 3, so I got to bend down to it. So, let's see. Man, this may be a random riff generator. I don't know if I can do that. Let's see. Wait, no. that is an interesting little lick. Maybe I need to do that up higher. Let's see. Let's try this. Let's try this and see what we can come up with. Here we go. I'm going to mess around a little bit and see if I can ease my way into it so it might sound remotely musical. That one was tough. That one was tough. So, let me get rid of this here. All right. So, I think you get the idea. I think you see the whole point of this is to generate some creativity. I would love it if we could come up with some kind of Chords and Coffee random pentatonic scale generator. Now, you might be saying right now, well, Lord have mercy, Nate. This is not pentatonic scale and pipes or pentatonic scale and Powerade. I was looking for alliteration and I found a couple, one questionable. So to that end, yeah, you're right. It's not. However, what I would say about that is that getting the pentatonic scale really comfortable in your hands. You want to talk about the scale that keeps on giving for the rest of your guitar playing days. There's not one better. And that's a whole other lesson. In fact, we've talked quite a bit about that. So please feel free to go find those other, the pentatonic practice hack, pentatonic, there's just tons of pentatonic discussion on Chords and Coffee. And thank you for suggesting it. But this, I hope, evolves into a way where we can come up with some really creative off the wall. I'm gonna tell you right now, especially if we're just using 3 notes, there's some really cool riffs that we're just sort of belched up out of this practice, and I don't even think we even got to the really good stuff yet. So I'm anxious to see what you do with this, and to that effect, I'm going to ask you, get you a dice, get you a phone. That's what I'm doing right here. I don't have any fancy recording equipment. I just got a phone, I got my computer, and you're hearing it ding, right? And I'm doing this during the day, and this is pretty much one shot, and here we go. So you're seeing all my mistakes too, right? So don't try to make it perfect. If you would be so bold, is to record yourself doing this, whether you post it on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube. Please use the hashtag Chords and Coffee, and then do another hashtag that says pentatonic gambling. And you might just kind of, if you want to say something so nobody knows what's going on, just say, hey, we're rolling dice, we're coming up with notes and how we treat them, and this is what I came up with. So if you want to use this backing track, awesome. If you find one that you like better, even better. So, hey, I hope this is encouraging to you. I hope you're having fun. I am. So thank you for watching. Thank you for contributing, and all your comments are awesome. This is the most encouraging community of guitar players on the internet. I'm grateful to be a part of it. So we will see you next week, friends.